Good morning. Welcome to the Divine Fellowship. We're the only church in the universe that starts our services with the Doobie Brothers. All right. For all you people on YouTube that kind of wonder, what are they doing? You don't hear most of the stuff that actually happens here that makes us just a little bit goofy. And you know, we are just a little bit goofy. You know, we're not too far over here. We're not too far. It kind of describes the church in general. You know, when you have the people on the right and the people on the left, and we're just kind of in the middle, just cruising all around here.
Is it goofy church or is it you?
I don't know. I don't know. It could be. Actually, Jan and I are a perfect match because I'm a little goofy and she's not. So between us, we're just kind of right there. We used the prayer sticks this week, so it looks like we're going to need some more prayer sticks. So they were well received as always, and everybody that does the prayer sticks, that's really a wonderful thing. They're really, really well received. Well received. Huh, Christopher? Yeah. So, yeah. So we need to get some more made because the other ones kind of got frazzled by the... More sticks?
We need sticks.
She got sticks.
They're really easy to break when we put this something
Oh. Well, yeah, and that's why you take a big screwdriver with you and make a hole first. Otherwise, yeah.
We learned that the hard way.
Sorry, forgot to tell you. Yeah, it's all those little things that you kind of forget to tell somebody. We have got a big eclipse coming up, August 21st, next month. It's the first coast-to-coast eclipse in the United States in 99 years. And it's going to start in Madras, Oregon. Okay? So they're expecting like 100,000 people in Madras. I mean, every hotel is booked. Some people are renting their homes for $3,000 a night. I mean, it's a big deal because that's where they said it's going to be first seen in the country. So big deal. Big deal. That's going to be fun. And thought for today. I'm sure the universe is full of intelligent life. But it's been too intelligent to come here. Arthur C. Clarke. And we do have a couple patron saints, though, by the name of John Lennon and George Carlin. So, you know who I think started that? I think that was Dottie that did that. Yeah. So that's just kind of been... There we go. That's how things get started. So, but then we've been doing this for 20 years. It's just amazing. Absolutely amazing to me. Anyway, almost 20. We're in our 20th year. And John said, the basic thing nobody asks is, why do people take drugs of any sort? Why do we have these accessories to normal living to live? I mean, is there something wrong with society that makes us so pressurized that we cannot live without guarding ourselves against it? I don't know. Great question. Great question. And George, equally as introspective, boxing is a more sophisticated form of hockey. Said so. Must be right. Must be right. All right. Scientific study of human anatomy is a very recent development. Ancient doctors refused to cut into the corpse for fear of the ghost of the deceased. This fear gradually mellowed into a kind of respect for the dead, so firmly fixed that English law prohibited surgeons from practicing dissection. There was only one loophole in the law. A doctor might cut up the body of an executed criminal. This condition prevailed until the passage of the Anatomy Act of 1832, which was a statute authorizing and regulating the study of anatomy and the disposition of dead bodies. But the rise of modern medicine created a great demand for anatomical subjects. Professional grave robbers or resurrection men. Interesting name. It's kind of a repo guy, yeah. Yeah, kind of. Dug up bodies and sold them to physicians at high prices. Many an early doctor dissected only one body in his entire life. Naturally, he would prize the skeleton highly and be reluctant to dispose of it, but public opinion made it dangerous for him to keep it where they might be found. So the prudent anatomist usually hung his prize in some dark corner where visitors were not likely to see it. The practice was so common that people began to take it for granted that the doctor had a skeleton in the closet.
We're going there.
And from this literal sense, the phrase eventually came to indicate any hidden evidence. Now you know. Now you know. So, I tell you, there's good reasons to come to church. Good reasons. To get cherries. Thank you, Sandra and William. And eggs. We have eggs in the back. So, from natural hens, right? So, lots of... If you've ever looked at the eggs there and you've never really paid much attention, you need to just go back and open up one and they're just like, wow. It is a rainbow. But there aren't any greens and oranges. Although there are some that are close to orange. There are shades of green and orange, actually. Never mind. I am prattling on. Big surprise. Ravens are kept in the Tower of London according to myth. The British throne will fall if they leave. So, not surprisingly, the British government clips the ravens' wings to prevent them from flying away. So, just in case it's true.
Just in case.
Just in case. And things that make you go, a fair request should be followed by a deed in silence. Yeah. Does anybody ever read Dear Marilyn? Marilyn in Parade magazine? It's quite interesting. And in fact, I'll tell you something she said today, which I thought was interesting. It has nothing to do with anything, but I thought it was interesting. Anyway, this one is by actually her, Marlene Vos Savant. Being defeated is often a temporary condition. Giving up is what makes it permanent. That's right. And the well of true wit is truth itself. So, and asked Marilyn this morning, someone says, is it true that we don't see many people with blue eyes anymore? And it is true. In 1900, 80% of the people in this country had blue eyes. By 1950, it was down to 50%. By 2010, it was 1 in 3. And now they think it's like 1 in 6. So, interesting. Interesting. It's not a prevalent gene. Brown is. So, it's taken over. Okay, more Southern medical terms. Seizure, a Roman emperor. Tablet, a small table. Terminal illness, getting sick at the airport. Huh? True, true. Tumor, 1 + 1 more. Urine, opposite of you're out.
No.
Varicose, nearby, close by. Oh, you missed one from last week. It was awful.
I believe that.
Somebody has said there are only 2 kinds of people in the world. Those who wake up in the morning and say, good morning, Lord. And there are those who wake up in the morning saying, oh, good Lord, it's morning. Yep. A minister parked his car in a no parking zone in a large city because he had he was short of time and couldn't find a space with a meter. Then he put a note under the windshield wiper that said, I have circled the block 10 times. If I don't park here, I'll miss my appointment. Forgive us our trespasses. When he returned, he found a citation from a police officer along with a note saying, I've circled this block for 10 years. If I don't give you a ticket, I'll lose my job. Lead us not into a temptation. So, there you go.
Touché.
Yeah. I am so glad that 20 years ago when we tried to, Janice and I were ordained probably 23 years or whatever it was ago. And we tried to be pastors for other churches, and for whatever reason, they just never worked out. I mean, people wouldn't call us. The Unity Church, which was about as kind of liberal as you can get, couldn't get anybody to call us for 6 months. We kept trying, calling people. Nobody would call us. We are so grateful. So
are we.
there we go. Hey, let's sing a song. And this one is going to be an old gospel favorite. Oh, put your hand in the hand. Actually, remember. Huh? Yeah. Janice and I are in the back, and the song's on, and we're doing a visual interpretation of the song. You know, hearts open wide. We're laughing. So, sorry. You know, it's really fortunate most of you don't turn around and see what we're doing back there when we're... Well, me anyway. Me, I'm always doing something good. You know what? We are always, always so lucky to have Christopher here. I mean, we really are. We enjoy hearing him, and, you know, as soon as I shut up, we can. So let's do that. What is that, because I'm shutting up and he's starting?
Phil. I think I need to say that again. Phil. Well, let me get myself geared up here. Tools of the trade. Namaste. Good morning, everyone. Wow. I'm going to sit down this morning. I'm a little wore out this week. I'm getting ready to go through another adventure with chemo. Yeah, but that's okay. I have a port now. So it will be a lot less painful. The doctor always asks me, "Are you allergic to anything?" And I smile and I say, "Needles." Because I am. Anyway, you know, I've been really serious the past couple of Sundays that I've come in, and I'm going to be serious today too, but I'm going to start off not so serious. Kind of lighten it up a little bit. I want to talk to you about a gentleman named Peter Leggett. He's a Canadian, and he owns a magazine company up there, and he makes his living doing motivational speaking, those kinds of things. And this is a story about a snapshot in his life. And when he was a young man, his parents lived in England, jolly old England. And they decided they were going to send him to an all-boys school. So, this is what happens. He's getting ready to go to this school. Got to get in this right spot here so I can just stand up and sit down when I want. Okay. And she's got to constantly adjust because I'm going to be moving around. She's ready. So they had a uniform. And the uniform was, of course, a white shirt, short sleeve, gray tie, gray shorts, gray knee-high socks, okay? A little gray cap, and a gray little blazer with the school emblem on it. And he looks at this himself in the mirror and he goes, until they get to the train station where he had to go off to this little boarding school, and he notices there are other boys wearing gray shorts, gray little blazers, white shirts, gray tie, little gray cap, knee-high socks. He wasn't alone. It got a little better. So anyway, he's going through the school, and he's doing really quite well. And he's done a number of years there, and now it's his last year at the school. And every year they've done this while he's been there. They have a day that's called All Sports Day. And on All Sports Day, the parents come in and they have these little kind of competitions. You know, races and high jumps and, you know, all kinds of little things that they do. Sports things. And some of the parents actually, because the school's not smart, they're smart. They get the parents to buy the trophies. Okay. Well, the last race during All Sports Day is an 880 race where they go around the track 4 times. And it is like the premier race because all of the other activities have stopped. And now, so that means all of the teachers, all of the other boys that aren't doing anything, they come to watch this race. It's an 8-boy race. And Peter tried out for it. He didn't make it. Yeah, I know. So the day before All Sports Day, they're in the big mess hall eating lunch, and the professor comes in. And I'll try to do my best English accent. Good morning, boys. As you know, tomorrow is All Sports Day. And he goes on, blah, 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 blah. That helps me from doing the English accent. And finally he gets to this piece and he goes, and I suppose, Mr. Leggett, he's looking at Peter, since your parents brought the trophy for the 880 race, I should let you run in it. So now, Peter, who really wanted to run in this race, is ecstatic. His hopes had been dashed because he tried out and he didn't make it, and now he's finding out he's going to be in a race. So now there's going to be 9 boys running in an 8-boy race. Bless you. He's cool because his name's Christopher. Sorry. So the whole day goes on. Chris was in a couple of other events, and he's walking around with his mom, and because him and his mother's really close, and his other siblings are there, and his dad and whatnot, and they're all getting ready for the 880 race. Now, there's a reason why he sat down. The English, with the camera, I'm going to stand up part when we go through this, so just to give you a heads up. You're welcome. The English like to do everything proper. So here we are. You look down, everybody's in the bleachers, and Peter's mom is over near the end. So as they're coming around that last turn, she can see the boys as they come around that last turn. Of course, they can see her too, and all the other parents that are in that section. And there they are, 9 boys lined up for an 8-boy race. The gun goes off, and shoo, they're running. Peter's running as fast as he can. He goes around the first curve. He's running as fast as he can. He goes around the second curve. He's running as fast as he can. He goes around the third curve. He's running as fast as he can. And he's coming around that last turn. Now they have to do this 4 times. Guess what position he's in? Last. Yet he sees his mother, and he says to himself, oh my gosh, there's my mom. I can't be last. So he starts running a little faster. And as they go across that line for the first time around the track, he's not in last place. He's next to last. But he's not in last place. And of course his mother, being nice and trim and proper, she's going, come on, Peter. on. So Peter's running. He's going for it. And now he's getting ready to come around that last bend for the second time around. And he looks up and he can see his mom. And instead of being really completely trim and proper, she's going, oh, 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 come on, Peter, come on, Peter. And of course, Peter sees this and his little legs start pumping a little faster. And he's not next to last. Guess what place he's in? Well, he's in the pack now, and it's hard to tell what place he's in. And they go around for the third time. And he's running, and he's running, and he's getting excited now because his mom's gotten excited, and you know how us boys are when it comes to our mother, and how we want to show off for her and, you know, not let her down and all that good stuff. How many guys can relate to that? Yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, he's coming around that last bend. He's in fourth place. His mother sees that and she goes, Peter! Come on, Peter! Peter! Peter, come on! Run, Peter! Run! The cat has left the sanctuary. So, I told you I'd lighten it up a little bit. Oh, but there's deep significance to this story. Now it's the last time around. Peter has gotten a second wind. He realizes he's in fourth place. A little bit more speed, he can place. So he puts it on. And he gives it everything he's got. And when he comes around that last curve, yeah, I'm getting ready to stand up. He's in second place. And his mother sees that. In all that proper English etiquette goes out the window. And this is what she does. Come on, Peter! Come on, come on, Peter! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! And of course, Peter sees that and, whoa! Woo! And guess what Peter did? He won the race. Now, you know, you could say, that Chris, that's Peter. This is one of his books. He's written several. And it begins with a dream, this one. But there's a picture in this book. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pass it out there. Actually, Phil, would you come up here, please? Because I don't want the book to distract folks as I get into my little message. So put it on the back table, and you can look at that picture of Peter and his mom with the trophy, because it's a true story. Yeah, I embellished it a little bit. My English accent is not that good. But it's fun.
Great mom voice, though.
Thank you. I've actually heard my mother do that to me. So I had a go-by. But let's think about this. Here's a person, howbeit a young man, had his heart set on a goal, which was to run in a particular race. Tries out for it and doesn't make it. And how many times in our lives do we have our hearts set on a goal and we shoot for it and we give it everything we've got, but it doesn't happen? And then something strange takes place. Maybe it's in Peter's case, his parents buying the trophy. Maybe in the goals we're trying for, somebody decides they don't want to do it, and a spot magically opens up. And we find ourselves on the starting line of the next phase, the next cycle in our life. And what if those 8 boys that were on that starting line, if we were to use an analogy and not say they're boys, but say that they're obstacles that we're trying to overcome in our lives? And what if we say each time around that track represented, and you can do, that was beautiful. And you can take and use as many lifetimes, many incarnations as you want to represent going around that track. You can say it was 50, you can say it was 100 or 1,000, it doesn't matter, whatever works for you. But that's what it was. And every time you go around that track, it's another 50 or another 100 or another 1,000 lifetimes. And each time you do your individual cycle, some of those obstacles fall behind you. And at one point, we couldn't tell where Peter was because he was in the back. And sometimes we get, I'm going to sit down.
I'll follow you.
All right.
Just keep going.
Sometimes when we're in the pack and there's all of this darkness and it just keeps happening and happening and we get, I'm so tired. I want to be in the light. But the soul doesn't care if it's dark or it's light. The soul is concerned with being. As far as our soul is concerned, light and darkness is the darn same stuff. Two sides of the same coin. And what's interesting from my perspective, and you can take this with a grain of salt if you like, but I think, feel, intuitively, because that's how I operate, that we will experience everything. Now let me elaborate. We will experience being the beggar. We will experience being the merchant. We will experience being the king or queen. We will experience being the cripple. We will experience being the downtrodden and the destitute. We will experience being the murderer. We will experience being the thief. We will experience everything. No rock will be left unturned. And now I know you've heard me say a number of times that we go through thousands of lifetimes. And the reason why I say that is because from my perspective, and I take it with a grain of salt, take from this what feels right for you, but I truly feel we will experience everything. Because we cannot enter the kingdom of God unless we become perfect like unto God. And to be able to do that, who is only present in everything, we would have to experience everything. I would always say, like, how can a priest, not in a little Catholic church, because we can be married, but how can a Roman Catholic priest who can't be married counsel married people? Come on! Ooh. How can they do that? I'm sorry.
You apologize.
So, it takes a long time. It really does take a long time. And if we are going to experience everything, and I truly believe we do, and we, to this point, where we are right now, have probably experienced so much stuff already. And if there's no such thing as time, except in the materialistic world, Spirit's going, it's no big deal. And we're going, oh, not again. You want me to what? Oh, gee. But that's what it takes. How? Oh, let me ask you a question. Do you all feel you're on the path? I want to see the hands. All right. Yeah! You cannot not be on the path. You're on the path. So what does that entail? It entails walking the whole thing. That's what I'm driving at. It doesn't mean I'm on the path, so my next lifetime, I've got it. For some people, yes. But they've walked the whole darn friggin' path. beginning to end. Now I love the god Shiva, the creator and the destroyer. Speak up. All right. The beliefs that you hold right now, the concepts that you believe right now, you will destroy. To make room for the next concept. Let me give you an example. And you'll get it right away and you go, oh, that makes so much sense. When you were little, Santa Claus. Oh yeah, he's coming! How long did it take for you to obliterate that concept and replace it with something different? Oh yeah, I believe in Santa Claus, the spirit of Santa Claus. Little fat jolly guy coming down my chimney? Nah. When I was a kid, leave them cookies. I want my stuff. We obliterate that concept. As we grow, we have been obliterating concepts and beliefs left and right. And we will continue to do so. Because that's how it works. That's how it works. So yes, I did get serious. But I hope you enjoyed Peter's little race, because that is a true story. And we do overcome stuff constantly, all the time. I was talking to somebody last week, and they didn't know that I had cancer, and so, yeah, I got 2. Not 1, I got 2. And I go, oh, I'm so sorry. And I go, whoa, it's a gift. For me, it's a gift. And we got a very interesting conversation from that perspective. And what I believe today, maybe a month from now, I'm not going to believe that anymore, because I have destroyed it to rebuild a new, higher spiritual concept. Because that's how it works, in my mind. Make sense? Yeah? Mm-hmm. Nodding of heads. I didn't say bobbleheads. So let me end with the great invocation. From the point of light, within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love, within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men. the purpose which the masters know and serve, which we call the race of man. Let the plan of love and light work out. And may it seal the door where evil dwells. But love and light and power restore the plan on earth. Namaste.